Greetings, I'm Dr. Sean Reed, author of the Dating Toolbox, available on Amazon.com. So remember guys, if you like what you saw, what you see, and what you hear today, please hit that like and subscribe button. We want to build a community of men learning how to get better with women, how to get women to fall in love with us, and how to stay in love with us. That's what we're all about here. Okay, so today I want to talk about getting that first kiss. Okay, in my last videos, I had a guy post that he was on these walking dates with women, with this one particular woman, and what that tells me is a walking date means it's an action date, so that's good. The bad thing was he was dating her, going out on multiple dates with her, more than once a week, which also was a problem, and it wasn't going anywhere, okay? And, you know, he's like, well, I just couldn't figure out what this woman was thinking, okay? And that leads to a critical point. You can't figure out what women are thinking. Don't even try and do it. Let me repeat that. You can't get inside a woman's head and figure out what she's thinking. It's impossible. I think even some women don't know themselves what they're thinking. All we can do is we can judge a woman by her actions. Okay? So, when you meet her, does she talk to you? Yes or no? Right? When you go to get that phone number, does she give that phone number to you? Yes or no? When you call her up and you ask her on a date, does she go on that date with you? Yes or no? Okay? Now you're dating a woman. How are we going to get more information? Does she kiss you? Yes or no? If none of these things, in order for a relationship to progress, the answer always has to be yes. Again, I talked about, we have these screening processes. I hear all the time guys talk about, oh, you know, she turned me down a bunch of times for a date. Oh, she wouldn't kiss me. Oh, she wouldn't pick up the phone when I call. You know, they tell me about these problems that they had with a girl early on. And lo and behold, they're in a relationship and they're still having problems. Yes, guys, you're having problems because you aren't recognizing red flags. Okay, so as we go on, as a relationship develops, as you start dating a woman, another test is, does she kiss you? If a woman likes you, she's going to kiss you. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about a deep, passionate kiss with tongue. I don't want to be, we want to keep my program pretty G-rated. But if she does not give you at least a little peck on the lips, throw her numbers away, okay? Usually, traditionally, I would argue that if she does not give you that on the first date, throw her number away. I've become a little bit more flexible on that. I argue now that if she doesn't give you that phone number by the second date, if she doesn't give you that kiss, at least a little peck on the lips by the second date, throw her number away. I dated many women, some from very conservative cultures that were virgins, and they would still give me a little peck on the lips by the second date, and that meant that they were interested in me. Okay, so this is part of our screening process. All right, so again, judge a woman by her actions. And again, the first, second date things, there's some debate in the seduction literature about this. I would argue that if you meet someone off the internet and your first date is a 20-minute coffee date, I wouldn't necessarily expect a kiss on that date. I'll talk about some of the things, I'll talk about some of the tactics, some of the tricks and tools we have, okay? You're not able to do some of those things that I'll get into in a moment that you're going to understand by the end of this video. You're not able to get into some of those things on a first initial coffee date. So in a situation like that, I would say, yes, wait till the second date, and the second date will allow us to do the things that help us to increase the chances that she'll kiss you. So in that situation, second date. But the bottom line, guys, if a woman doesn't kiss you by the end of the second date, tear her number up. Stop wasting your time on her. She doesn't like you, okay? She's going out with you she's probably, you know, she could be a good-looking gal who doesn't have much money, right? I have many beautiful young women in college, they don't have any money. They're looking for someone to take them out on a Saturday night. She may just be using you for that, okay? And if she won't kiss you, that's a good indicator that that's the case. So again, guys, getting that first kiss is all part of this process. Okay, so let's talk now about the fact that we need a control the frame, okay? And this is related, controlling frame really means that you're controlling her reality. You're controlling reality for the two of us. That's what controlling frame means. And we'll talk about it in a moment. I've talked about that in my last video about how men can talk less, getting her to talk more. That's a great way of controlling frame. We'll get a little bit more on that. We'll revisit that idea in a moment. But that's why I like first dates to be action dates, okay? Action dates are gonna enable us to do the things we need to do to increase the likelihood of getting that first kiss. If you're sitting across someone at a restaurant for an hour and a half just eating dinner, you're not able to do these things that you need to do to get that kiss. As a matter of fact, you're going to increase the likelihood that something is going to go wrong. You're going to say something wrong. You might chew with your mouth open. There are a million bad things can happen. So that's why we always do action dates. Okay, so let's get into this action date and what you can do to increase the chance that she will kiss you. So again, I always like going to the mall. You know, when I call a woman up on the phone, you know, and I'm trying to get a date, I'll use my yes ladder. I'll say, oh, hey, do you like shopping? Oh, yes. Do you like the mall? Yes. Do you like shopping at the mall? Yes. Do you want to go shopping at the mall? Yes. And that's a great thing to do on the first date. That doesn't mean you're buying her a lot of stuff. Usually what I would do is I would go shopping for a shirt, and I would take the gal with me. We're going to all these different places. Getting her into the dressing room is a great way to get that first kiss. This leads to another point, guys, very important. We don't pursue sex early on. We're not thinking sexually. If you're going out on that first or second date and all you're thinking about is how badly you would like to have sex with this woman, that is going to damage the mindset. Our mindset is always going to be one of, we're trying to build a relationship with this woman. Now, I know a lot of you don't want to get married. My goal is marriage, but think of it this way. I'm dating this woman with a purpose of at least a 3-month relationship. By the way, that's you get the best sex you'll ever have within those first 3 months. So we're not pursuing sex. Ironically, you're going to get more sex by not pursuing sex. So we're not pursuing sex, we're pursuing a relationship. And that's the mindset. Again, action date with control frame is related to our mindset. Remember, guys, the key to our mindset is abundance, okay? Again, we don't want to be dating women and that's the only woman we have. We want to be constantly getting opening women. We want to constantly be getting phone numbers, constantly getting dates. So again, this affects our mindset. So in our date, we're not one of neediness. So we're doing an action date, we're controlling the frame. Critical to controlling that frame is to get her talking. Get her talking about herself, get her laughing, right? I just had a video about how we increase a woman's interest level by talking less and getting her to talk more. Again, there's a skill to this. As you get better, as you practice more, go watch my video on that. You'll get better at this. So we're on a date. We've got her talking. We're moving. Okay, we're not static. We're going here. We're going there. Miniature golfing, bowling, right? We're doing an action date. We're moving along, going to a fair, going to a festival. We're moving. Okay, from there, now we've got her talking. Okay, the next thing we want to do is something called kinesthetics. We want to get some physical contact. Okay, generally what that means is holding her hand. So my first goal is to stay moving. 2, to get her talking. 3, I want to get some physical contact. Now, I may not just grab her hand. A good way of doing it is simply brushing up against her, getting some physical contact. Trust me, guys, this will lead to better things. Now, if she's repelled, if you brush up and touch her, that's a sign she's not comfortable with you. And again, that may be a sign that this woman isn't really interested in you. So the first, we keep moving, we get her talking, we get some physical contact. Again, guys, what I always like to do is I like to get in a situation where I'm holding hands with a woman. We're moving, she's talking, I'm holding her hands. I will tell you guys, I never had a situation when those conditions were met where she didn't kiss me. Okay, so now the date's going along well. She's talking. You've got some physical contact. You're holding her hands. I try and get to a more secluded spot where there aren't a lot of eyes on her. And I get her talking and I like to make contact, eye contact. And what I'll do is right then I'll say, she'll be talking and I'll say, shh. And she'll say, what do you mean, shh? I'll say, shh. I'll say, tell you what, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think about something. And she'll say, okay. And I'll say something like, I want you to think of a black cat. I go, oh no, excuse me. I'll say, I don't want you to think about a black cat. And of course, if you tell her, don't think about a black cat, that increases the chance that she's gonna think about a black cat, right? It's something related to NLP, which is an old seduction technique, but it works. Then I'll tell her, I want you to think of not kissing me. Okay, very important. I want you to think of not kissing me. And then I'll just let things be silent. I'll keep holding her hand. And then when she opens her eyes, I'll move in for that kiss. Okay, this is, again, you guys, this is a technique and a tactic. These larger conditions of mindset and controlling frame are more important, but this is just a specific way I would use, very successful, of getting that first kiss. Okay, again, guys, we're not moving in and ramming our tongue in her mouth, although a lot of times I would get very passionate kisses with tongue. Matter of fact, a lot of times this would lead to sex by the second or third day. This is why I got so much sex, is because I wasn't really pursuing it, but she needs to kiss you, okay? Again, this is just one little tactic. So we have her, we're moving, she's talking, we're getting physical contact, brush up against her, get her hand, hold that hand. If these conditions are met, again, I like to move it. You may not even have to use these last little tricks. These are just tricks I use to increase my chances. Okay, so what happens if she doesn't want to kiss you? Well, the first thing I have to say is that's bad. But there's still some last minute Hail Mary things we can do. If she doesn't want to kiss you, we always take a step back. If she says no, do not continue moving forward. Very important. If she says no, take one step back. Okay, pause. Let her feel safe. Let her feel comfortable. But then I always take a step forward. All right, I'll take a step back. I'll have a little break in the situation. And then I may put my arms around her waist and I'll try and kiss her again. Okay, so again, these are last ditch Hail Mary efforts. If she still doesn't want to kiss you, I'm sorry, guys, it's over, okay? End the date, take her home, take her to her car, and tear her number up. Having said that, guys, I've had tremendous success with these methods. If you're opening lots of women, if you're getting lots of phone number, if you're dating 3 or 4 dates a month, trust me, you will be getting at least 1 or 2, probably more women that will kiss you, okay? So if she kisses you by the second date, again, that's a green flag. That's another indicator that that relationship is probably a good one. It's probably, she's going to make you happy and we're going to still move forward, okay? So she's going to get that third date, right? Again, these are all tests. You know, if these things are not happening, you're probably going to have trouble in the relationship. So we always look for these things, and the first kiss is critical for that. All right, guys. So again, if you like what you saw and heard today, please hit that like and subscribe button. I really want to build a community of men here helping other men to get good with women. If you like more, my book is only $13 on Amazon.com. There's a link down below. You can click on that. It'll take you right, and for $13, you can get a book that will radically change your dating life. Again, if you like what you saw today, please hit that like and subscribe button, and happy dating.